Hey everybody, Duncan Kinnaird, DKG Custom here. I thought I'd do a quick follow-up on the whole Tonewood experiment upload. Quite amazed just how many people have come to see that in such a short amount of time, and quite a few comments, and I'd like to go through some of the comments with you. If you're anybody like me, and you're watching a YouTube on YouTube, you do not. I don't really go into looking at the comments. So you might have seen the video and neglected to look at any of the comments. I just thought I'd give you a quick rundown of what some of them have been saying. I mean, the first one. The first person to comment is Rocking Digger 1. I'm not going to read them all out. I'm not going to talk about every single one of them, but I just want to say hello to Rocking Digger for just basically the first person to post something. And he says he can't really hear any difference at all, and that seems to be the general opinion. It's my opinion. But it's not everybody's opinion. Okay, we'll go into that. We'll go into that later. Mad Monk, appreciate such an objective comparison. Again, that seems to be one of the general themes of the comments. Is lots of people thanking me for doing it this way. Now, I think I should mention Scott Grove, because I think an awful lot of you have come here via him. I think just about nearly all of you have, to be honest with you. And yeah, so big thanks to Scott. You know, a lot of the credit for this video does go to him. His adamant refusal to believe in Tonewood definitely piqued my curiosity, and as I wanted to sell guitars, I thought I should prove it to at least to myself, and so that's what I went out to do. And I thought it'd be a good idea to share it all with you, this whole experiment. I did contact Scott. I contacted a few people, to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't ask Scott, you know, oh, how can I prove Tonewood doesn't exist? I think he points out in his video, linking to this one, that yeah, I basically sent him a list of things that I was going to do. I showed him the countertop body that had already pretty much built, and told him what I was planning to do, and he gave me a few ideas I hadn't thought about. You know, I told him I was going to run it through Logic Pro, so yes, you know, you'd have a graphic display. So all these sort of things were already planned out, and he came up with the idea of an open G tuning, or some kind of open chord tuning, and copper lining, and I think all these sort of little extra things. He just tried to balance the whole thing as much as possible. He didn't in any way influence me in trying to disprove it or prove it. Either way, he just said, well, these would be the fair things to do. So yeah, a big thanks to him, and a thanks to all his followers. And when I say followers, Scott Grove is not a cult like some people seem to think he is. He's just a guy on the internet who is voicing his opinion as boisterously as only he knows how. He's Scott Grove, you know. Let's end it at that. So yeah, again, Charlie B. Percy didn't hear any difference. Then a few people here talking about how the whole Tonewood issue came about, and it's all kind of these are all possibilities. But it all seems quite makes sense that Gibson basically had a maple top on a mahogany body, and also, like, when asked, you know, why you've done that, I guess someone made a knee-jerk reaction and said, "Oh, Tonewood," and that's where it came from. I mean, this is in the early days. This is in the 50s, in the early days of electric guitars. So your general salesperson or marketing person will be used to selling acoustic guitars, and where tone wood is important, the nature of the wood is very important in an acoustic guitar, and it seems quite possibly that that has kind of followed through in the marketing world into electric guitars. Well, I've mentioned this in one of my comments. Dave Gorman, a comedian over here in the UK, he's not a very well known comedian in the UK, but he's a good guy. He's a very funny guy, and he just manages to spot things that are obvious but no one else has spotted. And one of those was the marketing trick for selling watches and clocks, and then clocks and watches were always made to have a happy face, where the hands would be pointing to 8 minutes past 10, and this is a well-known time in clock and watch marketing, and that has followed through into the digital realm. So if you see a picture of a digital phone, all phones are digital these days, but you know, a mobile phone or a digital clock, it's more than likely the time on that clock will say 10:08, even though it's not an analog face. It says 10:08 because the marketing people know that that is the time that the clock should say to sell a clock. So it's not just happening in guitars, it's happening in all sorts of things. So yes, back to the comments. Yeah, all the same. The countertop didn't sound too bad. I think there may have been a bit more ring sustain than the real wood body. Yeah. Sometimes I can't actually tell if these are supposed to be a joke. I did reply to one comment along the way that where is it? This video proves nothing. One of the first things I learned when I started playing guitar, that the kitchen countertops made out of glue and sawdust made great tone wood. It points out later on that was a joke. So yeah, if you do get somebody coming up here with an opposite opinion, sometimes they are just playing up to the whole game. Some of these comments are enormous. I can't believe the patience some people have got to write this crap down. I mean, when I say crap, I'm not being derogatory to your comments, because sometimes, you know, you're supporting, sometimes you're denying my results are valid. So, but either way, I mean, I take my hats off to you. I mean, I couldn't be bothered to write that kind of comment. Mentioning Scott Grove here. Yeah, Scott in his video, he said he was like number 4 to watch this video. Amazing. Lots of questions about the body. I didn't bring it out. Hold on, I'm just gonna. You stay there. I'll be back. yes, sorry about that. I should have gone to commercial break, really. Yeah, I forgot to bring it with me. So yeah, a lot of people are asking about the body of the Squire, what wood it's made from, and I had to admit, I don't know. I don't know what the wood is. So there's a lot of people saying, oh, it's a Chinese model made of MDF, something like that. And I did try to point out that it's not MDF. It's a 3-piece of wood. I mean, I don't know what the wood is. Can't. I'm sure someone would have the eyes to be able to say, oh yes, I know what that is. That's wood. That's older or something like that. But I don't know. And I didn't want to give a false answer. I didn't want to say, oh yes, that's older. Yeah. I didn't want to do that because that would be lying. I mean, I wouldn't know. Oh yeah. So anyway, a lot of people say it's MDF. It's particle board. I'll try. Yeah, can't really see. Well, there's a join. Join along here. And the other joins along here. You can see when the wood grain changes. Maybe see. It's not really going to show it up, but yeah, it's 3 pieces. Then somebody said, "Oh, it's a veneer." So, well, if it's a veneer, should be wearing some protective glasses. Right. Now, let's see if we can focus on that. That. Yeah. There you go. There's a join. So that join matches up with that pieces. So unless someone has done a veneer all the way round, which would be an astounding piece of work, it is solid, proper tree wood. Okay. Yeah, so I put the serial number of the Squire in the info, so someone with a bit more savviness of finding out any details about it could try and find out. And there were quite a few people who did come in and say, oh yeah, I used to work on these, and it's this, that and the other, and still seem to get the information wrong, but there you go. So that was the talk about the body. Yeah, some people having a kind of go at my you know, people talking about sound engineering, and oh, for God's sake, you know, what do you want? Do my best. Some people having a go at Scott. In fact, this guy seems to be having a go at Scott and applauding him at the same time. A bit difficult to figure that one out. Yeah, someone said, oh, maybe we should post a 1 to 2 minute edit of this video. Watch the whole bloody thing. I made it. You know, I spent time doing it. I spent time building the entire body. I spent time building, making this video. Watch the whole flipping video. I'm not here just to give you tidbits. I wanted to give you a full informed video. I've got a feeling this is going to run on as well. Yeah. Again, more people saying they're convinced they can't hear anything. Now then, what about the people who seem to be saying that they can hear a difference? There's not many. There's not many of them. There's a few in there that say that, you know, they can hear a difference. One person says, you know, they both sound crap. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe they have got absolutely fantastic ears. They really do. But you know, there's one guy, I won't mention him, but he does go on a bit about, you know, how he can hear the difference, and probably most people won't be able to hear the difference. Well, it's the most people who are going to be buying guitars or going to see a band playing at a concert or whatever. You know, no one's going to start walking out saying, "Oh, that Tonewood on that guitar was awful. I'm not watching this band anymore." It doesn't happen like that. And you know, I'm not going to be selling my guitars to idiots like that anyway, who just seem to be taken in by this emperor's new clothes. So again, let's talk about the. A few people are talking about the whole Anderton's Chappers video about the proof of Tonewood. Now, most of you, I think you've probably all seen it, and most of you are clever enough to figure out that two different guitars played by two different people is no proof of Tonewood. It's fucking ridiculous, I should say that. I'm sorry, but you know, it's lunacy. Now, if they could give me those two guitars, I'd swap the bodies around and keep the electrics, and then we could do another test. That would be fine, you know. But I did post a link to this video on that page. I mean, that video has been seen by, you know, nearly 50,000 people. You know, it was posted a couple of months ago, I think it was, and okay, this one's nearly been seen by 4,000 people. I wish there was some way to get that 50,000 people to come and have a look at this video, because yeah, get some kind of balanced view. So yeah, I mean, for God's sake, if you ever see a Tonewood thing come up anywhere, pop a link into this video, please. Also, if you're a Twitterer, you can come and follow DKG Custom on Twitter. I have no followers at the minute. It's only been up for a little while, and let's face it, I've only been out on the internet for you know, a few days. My website is still in its early days yet. I need to get some photographs of my guitars and get all that sorted out. So you know, it's early days for me. But yeah, if you can follow me on Twitter, that would be great. It's DKG Custom. I don't know. You just search for it. I'm sure you'll find it. I have tweeted this video out, but whether or not anybody actually pick it up, not having any followers at all, I don't know. Resonance, yeah, that's been mentioned. That yeah, doesn't resonance of a guitar come into this? Yeah, well, resonance probably comes into it if it's an acoustic guitar, and also resonance is something that if something resonates. And it has harmonics, which is the other thing someone goes on about. You know, what about harmonics? This all resonance is something that happens at a frequency, like an opera singer who, you know, can sing a note and the glass will shatter. That's because of resonance and harmonics. If you start countering in resonance and harmonics into a guitar, surely that means you can only play notes of that resonance and its harmonics. So you're kind of like restricting yourself to what notes you can play, unless you get a guitar that can resonate with a harmonic at every note. I'm no sound engineer. Just doesn't seem to me like an argument. It just seems to me like some kind of buzzword to just chuck around. Yeah, some people here just constantly posting. Thanks for the hard work. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everybody who thanked me. I mean, that was great. Yeah, no, I don't want to get into this too much more. See if there's anything else that pops up. Where am I? How far am I through? I'm about halfway through. Just digging up. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the strumming. You know, my strumming. Yeah, look, hey, rubbish. I admit it. And this idea that it should be done by a machine. I'm sorry. I didn't do that. When I was making this video, I thought, you know, there's all these different things I can do to try and make it some kind of top-class scientific experiment. As I've pointed out, I was doing this for me. I did it for YouTube. I was not doing it for a Nobel Prize. Okay. Even though Scott Grove seems to have knighted me, which is very kind of him. That's not what I've been doing it for. And so the fact that I haven't done these, you know, these particular things, I don't think it invalidates the test at all. And there's been a lot of kind people out there who have conjured up new things or new ways for me to do this test. Thank you very much. If you'd like to bankroll me to do these tests, fine. I've done this test. I'm satisfied with the results. I'm not going to try and prove this another way. There's only so many times you can go around the world before you can prove that the Earth isn't flat. The Earth isn't flat. Okay. So another one, yeah, a bit of a confusion about Tonewood, because I mentioned Tonewood, the Tonewood of the chipboard, and someone was saying, you know, what do you mean by Tonewood of the guitar? Where's this guy? I can't remember. I know his name. I'll know it when I see it. But yeah, no, I think I misunderstood what he was why he was asking me that question. When I talked about the Tonewood of the chipboard, it's not Tonewood. I was using that as an expression because everyone is talking about this Tonewood. I'm not saying that chipboard is a Tonewood. Okay, every wood's a Tonewood. Every wood resonates. Just different woods do it in different ways. Like I pointed out, I've never seen a violin made from chipboard. Yeah, what's going on here? What is his name? Because there's something else I'd like to say about this guy. Here he is, the Bogner Dave. He's in it quite a lot. Is this a wind-up? The two different bodies sound different. You have proven that the wood does make a difference. Yeah. Do this. Record an acoustic guitar with the same tuning and look at the EQ. It will look just as similar as these EQ graphs you were showing, but will sound completely different. Well, yeah, it's an acoustic guitar. I'd hope it would sound different. Because the pickups on an acoustic guitar are picking up the acoustics. They're not magnetic pickups. This guitar here it's got the pickups in it. Of course it will give different results. Yeah, but anyway, the Bogner Dave. No, I followed him back, checked him out. I look at his videos. He plays music, you know. So if you're bored of just typing in comments or arguing with people, you know, just go and have a look at his videos. He plays music, not necessarily to my taste, certainly not to Dr. Groovy's taste. It's not country. It's all a bit. But the thing is, all his music sounds like it's been turned up to 11 on everything. So, you know, if he could have the finest Tonewood guitar, and what difference would it have made? But anyway, yeah, go and have a look at his videos. I mean, he hasn't had many hits on his videos, and some of them are quite interesting, some of them quite strange. Anyway, who else we got into? And then one thing that really I didn't like was the fact that right at the top comments, I pointed out that someone had been quite vitriolic, and he continued to be quite vitriolic in his responses. And quite a few people have just like jumped in there, and a whole flipping quagmire of arguments, death threats, and all sorts of shit going on there. We're talking about flipping fucking guitars here, you know. It's not a life and death thing. But then someone with a very unpronounceable Russian name has posted a link to www.stormriders.com guitar Telecaster guitar wood PDF, which is a test that someone has done, very, very similar, but it's just nice to see someone else can, you know, find another test that kind of like confirms what we're talking about. And yes, they do say that the guitars do sound different until you plug them in. You know, the wood does make a difference until you plug them in, and they sound the same. And it does seem to be, there's quite a few people who've been commented on here who don't seem to have got that. Really, it is just about the fact that it's all about plugging it in. Anyway, yeah, and please, yeah, stop suggesting to me to do other tests, or different kind of tests. It's all fair enough you spending 5 minutes just typing out or some whimsical idea of how I could do another test, but you know, I'm not doing any more tests. Someone did mention about the necks and fretboards, fingerboards, maybe whether maple or rosewood. That's another bone of contention, where people say it does or doesn't make a difference. Well, I'm not so bothered about that, because it's not one of those sort of things that if someone was asking you, you know, what is a guitar made from, they're less likely to turn their nose up whether the neck is made from maple or rosewood. I don't think that. Did I say fret? I don't know. But anyway, the point is that's something. I might look into it, but it's not something I'm bothered about. People are more concerned about, you know, if they say what's the guitar body made from, I can say it's made from wood, and that's all they need to know. So there we go. There are probably about a zillion more things I would have liked to have said about these responses, but there you go. That's enough of that. So let's move on. Okay. Tonewood is no longer an issue. Okay. Not with electric guitars. What about acoustic guitars? Let's move on to acoustic guitars. So, here's an acoustic guitar. And just set that going. So these are really nice guitars, by the way. It's faith, but what do I know? You'll probably say otherwise. Just pick it up and it always seems to be in tune. Yeah, but then everyone was complaining about my tuning in the other video, so it's probably not a fair My ears are probably aren't the best things to decide whether it's tuning. You'll tell me if it's tuned. What I'll do is I'll do a YouTube video where I just go through every string, and you get back to me, let me know whether or not the guitar is in tune, and then I'll play a song. How about that? But anyway, I'd like to bring you on to a new product from DKG Custom. I think you'll like it. So let's just look at this guitar. I don't. And I got you to bring a plectrum with me. But hey, who needs that? I'd like to introduce you to DKG Tonewood. Okay. So we all know that the wood is important. We all know that the sound resonates around the guitar and comes out this hole. Now the problem is the air in this hole does not resonate at the right frequency to really. I mean, it sounds alright, but quite frankly, I think we can be better than that. So take your tone air, okay? It's quite a bit low in there, okay? Amazing, eh? Yeah, so there you go. Try and disprove that one. So that's tone air. That'll be in the DKG stores soon. Back to guitars, back to proper guitars, and I'd like to show you something which was something I did before I did the Tonewood test, and I was quite concerned about doing this because I thought, Jesus Christ, this could really be a bad thing. So I'd like you to see this guitar. Oh, still being put together. But this big guitar, it looks like it's been through hell, and it has. This guitar was thrown onto a fire. Even the neck has been burned. There we go. It's practically charcoal. This is not paint, okay? This is burnt wood. I don't recommend throwing guitars on fires. It's not particularly good for them. The body will knacker, okay? Unless maybe it is a single piece of wood. This was a three pieces. So it came apart, you know. It split. So it's all been glued back together again, with you know, a really good resin fill. But obviously, one of the concerns about doing something like that is it would have ruined the Tonewood. So I had to do this experiment with Tonewood to see what happened to it. And I think this guitar is a blinder. I love it. It's just an absolute corker. It's so full of character. And one thing I will say about my guitars in general, the finishes aren't always perfect, okay? There's a reason for that, because these guitars start out as imperfections, and sometimes they go through a process like this which adds imperfections. So, you know, what the hell. you take your guitar out, first thing you're going to do, you're going to bash it against a stage or an amp or something, or a fan's head, and before you know it, it'll be scratched and dented anyway. So what's that? But anyway, I just thought I wanted to show you this DKG custom guitar pickguard. This is just going to be a very, very lovely guitar once it's completed. It's a big, heavy piece of wood. This fantastic. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. So I've shown you that. I've shown you the tone air. I've shown you the Squire body, kitchen strap. I've got another video I'm going to do with the kitchen strap, so look out for that coming soon. No clues about that. And well, I'd like to say finally, rest in peace, guitar Tonewood in electric guitars when they're plugged in. Okay. Cheers. And come back soon. You've probably already subscribed. Thank you everybody for subscribing. I'm amazed that so many people subscribed on the basis of one video. I mean, God knows what you're expecting me to do. But here you go. That's what it's going to be. Find me on Facebook, retweet, do all that kind of stuff that, you know, I need help and guidance in this kind of world. I've got Facebook. I've never flipping open it. DKG's got its own Facebook page. I don't think there's nothing on it, not yet. And as you can see, the website is still being worked on. Too many distractions, too many things like building kitchen straps and doing videos about Tonewood, and of course Christmas coming up. So well, if I don't see you again, have a very merry Christmas, and see you in the new year. You never know, there might be another video soon. So keep watching out. Bye for now.